All right, here we go. Welcome to the beginning of my coverage of SmackDown versus Raw 2008. All right, so let's get into it here. Go ahead and get our settings dialed in here and just talk for a little bit before I start here. So I'm going to be starting a new save file. So if you're not familiar with my playthroughs, basically we start from scratch. And I basically try to show you as much of the game as possible. That includes like hidden stuff on the disc, inaccessible stuff like non-playable characters, arenas, things of that nature. So here we go. Writing new save data on memory units. I don't want to override my hard drive. I actually still have my old save from back in the day. And we're going to be playing on the Xbox 360. That's my preferred way to play this game. And I got myself little notes here of stuff to talk about before we start. And if also you're not familiar with my playthroughs here, usually I just talk a bit before I start playing. And I get that some people might not like that. If that's the case, I'll have timestamps where you can skip around just if you don't want to hear me yap about the game. But here we go. Kind of similar to last year's game. Here's the first message you see when you create a new save. Whoa, whoa, whoa there, tough guy. Unless you want to exit the SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 ring on a stretcher, you're going to become well-versed in our brand new superstar fighting style. So don't even think about lacing up those wrestling boots without first checking out these video tutorials. So we're going to be toughing it out. I will have a bonus episode showing all those tutorial videos. But for now, before we start talking, let's just get into our match settings here. I think some of these don't really apply to, because we're going to be starting with the 24/7 mode, by the way, which is essentially this game's season mode, and there's a lot to talk about with that. So like normal legend, I like the fastest charge speed. We're going to be keeping stamina on, which, if you're familiar with my channel, I constantly talk about how I'm not a fan of stamina systems in most wrestling games. But because it's defaultly on, I figure that's kind of the way they intend you to play it. So there you go. Go ahead and save our settings. Alright, so here we go. SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. So in North America, this game was released on November 13th, 2007. Now, if you want to get technical, I mean, really the game is called SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW. And that's really the big key takeaway from this game, at least from, in my opinion, what it's most known for is the ECW inclusion. So that's not only ECW wrestlers, that's ECW Extreme Rules match type. This is the big thing this year. So let's talk about this game a little bit first here. So this year, unlike SVR07, the PS3 version was included. And this game actually has a lot of different platforms like Wii, Nintendo DS, PS2, 360, PSP. And what's unique about this game is each platform, with sort of the exception of the PS2, has a unique feature specific to that console. So, for example, the 360, you can import music. PS3 has the first-person entrances, which are kind of stupid, but we're going to be covering all that stuff. DS version's got the ambulance match, Hardcore Holly. PSP's got Sergeant Slaughter, Eddie Guerrero, Jim Neidhart, stuff like that. So, like I said, we're going to be playing on the 360 version for this playthrough, because a couple reasons. One, this is the version I grew up on. Also, the PS2 version, I actually had both. And also my friend has a PS2 version, so I kind of played both at the same time. But primarily, the 360 version was my go-to back then. So let's talk about what you can expect from this playthrough. So first of all, this playthrough is probably going to take me a long time to do, because like I said, I'm going to try to cover all the console exclusive stuff. And of course, you know, if you watch any of my other playthroughs, standard stuff like non-playable characters, hidden arenas, non-playable arenas, stuff like that, all the unlockables. And then, of course, there'll be the GM mode, which is going to be a live stream, which is how I like to do those GM modes. So I play through it in one shot, one chance to get the trophy. If not, we just splice in me cheating to win it. But we're 2 for 2 so far, so hopefully we can keep that going this year. And also, you know, something I was thinking about is whenever I did my 07 and 06 playthroughs, while those playthroughs were going on, some prototypes that were not publicly available were leaked for the first time. So if we can get that to happen again for SVR08, I'd be pretty grateful. I'd love to cover another one of those. Alright, so like I said, I kind of have notes of bullet points I want to talk about here. And again, I might be yapping for a while, so if you want to skip forward, go ahead. But also, I do encourage you, if you're going to listen to my thoughts and opinions, feel free to leave your thoughts and opinions. Maybe there's stuff you agree with me on, you disagree with me on, you know, your memories of the game. I love reading that stuff. All I ask is please don't freak out in the comments if, you know, someone disagrees with you. Here's the thing, like, this is all subjective. Maybe some people like this game, some people don't, you know, so it's all subjective. So I would love to hear your opinion, though, so feel free to give it to me. I will definitely read it. So first off, I want to start with memories here. So this is actually the first wrestling game, and actually the first video game I ever played on the exact release date. So meaning the day it came out, I picked up the game and played it. Before then, I'd always get games for like, you know, birthdays, Christmases, gifts, you know, never on the exact release date. But this is where that all changed. And also with the mainline WWE series, that's something I've still done to this day. Every game I got on release date since this game. And it's kind of funny because as a kid, I pre-ordered this at GameStop, a location that was like an hour away from my house. And then when it came out, I think it came out like on a Tuesday, or it was like a weekday, I want to say, something like that. And I called my dad and like begged him to drive me there. And he was pretty reluctant, but he came through and actually drove me an hour away to get it. So big respect for that. And, you know, it's kind of funny in my memories. I remember picking up the game at the counter, and for some reason, like, the game smelled like cherries. And that's the closest we got to cherry being in the game, because this game's roster is pretty weak and missing a lot of people from 2007. But we'll get into that here when I talk about the pros and cons of this game. First, I want to stick to some memories here. So, let's see. Favorite song in this game is definitely Well Enough Alone by Chevelle. Favorite superstar to play as, of course, Bret Hart. Follow the channel, you know, I'm a big Bret Hart fan. I love Sabu. Jeff Hardy returns in the series. Those are kind of the three main guys I like to play as, probably. And you know what? When I first got this game, popped it in my 360 and played, I remember... It's such a weird feeling to explain. I remember in the first match I played, which was an ECW Extreme Rules match, I don't remember who I was playing as. Probably someone who was new to the series is probably who I played as. I remember just sensing, like, disappointment. Like, it's hard to, like, put a finger on what it was, but there's some weird issues, which I don't remember if they patched it or not. There was a title update for this game, but there's, like, weird hanging issues whenever, like, you bust someone open, or not bust someone open, like, you get a finisher, like, it freezes for half a second. Like, there's weird stuff like that, and a lot more negatives that I want to get into. So I'm going to transition to what I feel like are the negatives of this game. So first off, before I get into the pros and cons, let me just try to... Actually, no, I'll save that to the end, like, my opinion on the game. So, the negatives here. So, first off, well, I guess I'll give one major opinion here. In my opinion, SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 is the weakest entry in the SmackDown vs. Raw series. If you asked me to rank them from best to worst, I would put 2008 at the bottom. And I don't think that's really a hot take. I feel like a lot of you guys will probably agree with the points I make here. But if you don't, that's fine. Go ahead and drop some counterpoints. Love to read them. But, yeah, it was... I would argue it was a definite step down from 2007. So let's talk about... I want to start with the negatives here. In my opinion, what are the negatives of this game? So, one negative is really not in the control of the developers or the publisher, is we lost a lot of major stars this year compared to last year's game. And that's probably, you know, obviously because people leave the company and stuff like that. But, you know, no more RVD. Kurt Angle's gone. Trish Stratus is gone. Lita's gone. And of course, the most well-known famous one, which we'll definitely get into in the cut content stuff, Chris Benoit, for obvious reasons, is also gone. But there was some new people in the series, which is pretty cool, such as MVP, CM Punk, Sabu. And then, in my opinion, the biggest problem with this game, the 24/7 mode is horrible. Which is funny, because that's what we're going to be starting with in this playthrough, is the 24/7 mode. Now, if you don't know what 24/7 mode is, it basically is a replacement for season mode, but they kind of... I feel like the philosophy on it was, what if you played as your superstar or GM, because they're the same save slot for some stupid reason. What if you played as them and you had control of what you do every single day? Like, you want to do media appearances, you want to work out, you want to interfere in the shows. And on paper, that sounds like a cool idea, right? Like, oh my god, I get to do stuff out beyond the ring. But you quickly realize how repetitive and horrible it truly is. Though it does retain some of that season mode charm with some of the storylines, which we'll get into. But it was horrible, man. And I've already brought up this point here, but a big problem with it is GM mode and season mode are both rolled into the 24/7 mode. So you can only have one active one at the same time. So let's say I'm playing through 24/7 mode. Like, you know what? I kind of want to put this on pause, go to GM mode. You got to override your save slot to start a new GM mode. That is so dumb, dude. There was no reason to do it. Horrible idea. One of the biggest flaws in the game, in my opinion. And some of this stuff we'll get probably more in-depth when we play, but there's stuff in the 24/7 mode like injuries, which sounds cool on paper, right? Because, you know, it could add a little bit of challenge, but all it really does is make you start with limb damage until you recover, so it kind of makes the matches a little too hard sometimes, which, you know, obviously I like challenges and stuff like that, but sometimes as a player it can be kind of frustrating when you're just trying to see, like, certain storylines through, like, the winning side. It's like, oh no, I'm injured, so I'm going to start this red or whatever my injury is, you know. And some other things to talk about here as we go through the game modes here. Hall of Fame mode essentially is the replacement for challenge mode, and it's a huge step down. Now, I feel like I'm one of the people that praises the old challenge mode in the games a lot, and I don't really hear a lot of people agreeing with me or even really giving a take on it. Because I think a lot of people didn't really care about it that much, but I even have videos on my channel of like doing wrestling game challenges. I like it, like especially when they do creative ideas that can kind of lean into the history of WWE and do stuff like that. This is just kind of leaning into the history of like replaying matches, and there isn't that many of them. It's boring, man. It's really lame, man. All right, so another negative here, in my opinion, probably the second, either the first or second worst thing is the fighting styles. Now, if you saw that main menu message where it said you got to learn the fighting styles. So there is like, I think 8 different fighting styles. So there's stuff like Showman, High Flyer, Hardcore, and they all have certain primary and secondary abilities. Now you might be thinking, well, that sounds cool, but some of them are just stuff that have been in the games and now are restricted to certain people with that fighting style. So let me give you an example here. So you know how you could steal finishers in the old games? Guess what? Only Showmans can do that now. Remember how you could do possum pins with anybody in the games? Nope, only High Flyers can do that now. So, and the biggest problem with them is some of the fighting styles are honestly overpowered. Like, I would argue the Powerhouse and the Brawler are the 2 most overpowered abilities, because the Powerhouse's primary ability is Rampage, where you're essentially immune to all attacks for like, I don't even know, like 30 seconds or something like that. And it's so OP, dude. The Brawler has the Fists of Fury ability, which, basically, it's something that actually got kept in this series for a while. Like, once you land your first punch, you're able to do 2 more that are unreversible if you do a certain button combination. Like, honestly, I feel like most people probably agree with me, but if you don't, let me know. The fighting styles are horrible. There's even, like, limited stuff where, like, in the creative moveset, only certain moves can be used by certain, like, fighting styles. Like, dude, it's awful. And another big problem with it is now you can no longer store finishers. Yes, a staple in the series, storing finishers, is gone. Instead, you store a fighting style, which lets you store its primary ability to use whenever you want. So it's overly gimmicky. It's so lame, dude. Yeah. And then another horrible gameplay thing is Ultimate Control moves now have dedicated grapple slots. So before you could do strong grapple either up, down, left, or right. Now if you do strong grapple left or right, it's just an Ultimate Control move that takes up an entire grapple space instead of just being clicking the stick on a strong grapple slot. Awful, dude. Alright, so again, I don't want to get too in depth. I'll talk more as I play it, but I still need to talk about some things to finish here. So let's talk about the positives of the game. So I feel like whenever you hear people like talk about this game, they always focus on the negatives. It's not all negative in my opinion. Let me just make it clear. I love this game. Have a lot of good memories playing this game. I just personally think it's the weakest in the series for the SmackDown vs. Raw games. It's the worst one. So let's talk about the positives. So first off the bat, the ECW inclusion was great because obviously in real life WWE brought back ECW, which I know people didn't like the WWE ECW that much, but you know it was cool in the games because we got the ECW Extreme Rules match, which introduced stuff such as the weapon wheel, where you could select which weapon you want to pull from under the ring. Which, you know, you got to give it credit. The weapon wheel is something still in the WWE games to this day. You go boot up 2K26, guess what? The weapon wheel is still there. You got to give credit to this game for that. Another thing, they actually did balance the Ultimate Control moves. You know, if you watch my 07 playthrough, I'd always joke about, you know, it's time to control the moves and how OP they were. You can only get out of them with a finisher. Now you can actually strike your opponent while you're the defender, and you can also wiggle the analog stick to get out of it. So they're not completely overpowered now. They're still annoying though. Another big improvement here is the stamina system. You no longer have to hold a button to regain stamina. It's more auto. Still kind of annoying, but I would argue it's better. And then one final positive I want to get here before we kind of move forward here is, in my opinion, the superstar likeness in this game is a lot better than SVR07. So what I mean by that is like how the models look. Now, I know some people are going to point out, actually, SVR07 has higher resolution textures, and it looks sharper. And some people actually say SVR07 is still the best looking 360 wrestling game, which I would probably agree. But if you look at some of those 2007 360 models, the faces look so weird. And in some cases, the PS2 faces actually look a little bit better than some people. it's hit or miss. I'm just saying that the detail in the face, in my opinion, was a step up in this game. Maybe 07 does look a little sharper, higher quality, but I really like the models in this game compared to 07. So, with that being said, what's a rough take I have on this game? And again, if you haven't seen my playthroughs, usually I give kind of like a take from memory what I feel about the game. And then once we finish the season mode, I kind of see if my opinion changed after all these years, or it's similar, or the same, you know. So, I appreciated them trying something new here with the fighting styles of 24/7 mode. But you gotta understand, anytime you take a gamble like that, you can lose it all. And in my opinion, they lost it all. I can't think of a single gamble that paid off in this game. 24/7 mode was terrible. The fighting styles were overly gimmicky, overpowered, and you gotta think this game is online play. There was some stuff people would abuse back in the day. So, like, if I ran into someone abusing some of these things, like evasive dodge or like all these abilities, I had to like use the 100 overall career wrestler to try to counter it. Awful. So, overall opinion of this game from me, it's the weakest SVR game, no doubt about it. However, I still enjoy this game. I have no problem doing a playthrough of it. I have fun playing it. A lot of great memories playing it, so I'm excited to get into this. So, with that being said, now that I've talked for 6 years, let's get into it here. So, with my playthroughs, I typically start with 24/7 mode. Now, there is a lot of different angles to this. I think I'm going to be asking for opinions on what I should do, but here's the problem. Because I do these season modes, or 24/7 mode in this case, off camera, and I pre-record them, sometimes I batch record a lot of them, so I probably won't see the comments till I'm either done or really far in, so maybe I'll have to make my own decision. But I'll just kind of talk you through my process here. So, but I'll get into that in a second here. So you go 24/7 mode, you go new. So again, you get one save slot to do one of these 3 options. Play as a wrestler, or a WWE superstar, a created superstar, or a GM. Cannot do GM and a superstar at the same time. So in this case, we're going to be playing as a superstar, and of course, we're going to be playing in legend difficulty like always. So let's talk about, before I talk about who I decided to play as, let's talk about a few things here. So you'll notice the fighting styles, they have a primary and secondary. Now here's the thing, when you're in 24/7 mode, you can't switch between those. The only way to switch, once you've already started 24/7 mode, is to go in to create a moveset and switch the slots to 1 to 2. So like, for example, Batista, Powerhouse, Brawler, you have to switch their positions. So I was thinking, here's where I want some opinions, but again, I don't know if I'll see these comments in time. With the person I play as, to show off both of their abilities, should I, in between parts, switch? That's what I was thinking about. Also, there is another thing I want to get an opinion on, but I think we'll go into it once I start here. So, who to play as? So, I thought about this a lot, and you know what's funny? Like, I thought about it before, like, double-checking who all is eligible to play. Like, as you can see here, there isn't a lot of people to choose from here, which is really disappointing. If you could choose anyone in the game, which you can with hacking, which we'll probably get into in bonus stuff, but they won't have any voiceover. I want to play as somebody with voiceover for the main, like, you know, 1-year playthrough or whatever I'm going to do. So I would have loved to play as Sabu, but that's not possible without hacking the game, which again, I want someone with voiceover. So who are my other options that I considered? I strongly considered Batista. I've talked about him in many playthroughs, how I would like to do a Batista playthrough. And actually, I want to say Batista is the one I played as first when I originally got the game, but it's hard to remember after all these years, so I don't know. Another person I considered was Matt Hardy. So you saw Matt Hardy. Oh no, actually, I think I played as Matt Hardy in. Did I play as Matt Hardy in SmackDown vs. Raw? I don't even remember anymore. I think maybe I did, but Matt Hardy was considered. But I do have that rule of the mainline series not repeating anyone I played as for like the full playthrough. So what I decided on, now people are probably gonna make fun of me here because it's kind of a cliche choice, and I'm sure if you look up playthroughs, a lot of people probably played as this man. I'm gonna play as Jeff Hardy. Now, like I said, I haven't fact-checked this, but I would guess a lot of playthroughs on YouTube are of Jeff Hardy. And for good reason. Jeff Hardy makes his return to the series after a pretty lengthy absence. You know, obviously he missed out on some games due to his issues and, you know, leaving the company and things of that nature. But Jeff's back. Though it is disappointing this game, Jeff Hardy does not have a win animation, which sucks. But we're going to be playing as Jeff Hardy. Now, there's another choice here. So I can either start as a 36 overall scrub and work my way up. Or I can play as his original attributes. Now, what I'm going to be doing is playing as his original attributes. And the reason for that is the way you improve your attributes in this mode is pretty dumb, and you'll see what I'm talking about when we get into the mode here. But we're just gonna do the original overall. And it's gonna show us the cutscene here, and then we're going to get into it.
It all comes down to this: 2 men, 1 grudge, and the granddaddy of sports entertainment, WrestleMania. One, 2, 3. He did it! By God, he did it! On the grandest stage of them all. This moment will live forever.
This is what you want, isn't it? 80,000 screaming WWE fans chanting your name at WrestleMania. I can see it in your eyes. You think you've got that ruthless aggression. So now you're gonna have to prove it to me. And I'm giving you the opportunity of a lifetime, because this is where stars become superstars. And superstars become legends. And that's what I expect from you, to become a legend of this business. That's your responsibility, not mine. All I can do is give you the chance. It's up to you to make the impact. I want you to make it back here to the showcase of the Immortals. To WrestleMania. You're gonna have to beat the best. The best from Raw and the best from Smackdown. And this year, I'm bringing back the Tribe of Extreme. The new breed will be on the leash, because I'm bringing back ECW. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
All right, there you go, guys. It's Jeff Hardy's time. Here we go. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more talking before we get into this stuff. Or once we get to like the main screen here. Or not? Did my game freeze? What? I'm playing this on real hardware, by the way. Oh my god. Dude, I was just talking for like 20 minutes. Now I already gotta do a cut because it's frozen. I can't even bring the guide up. What, dude? I'm playing this on a real 360. Why did this happen? Alright, give me a second. I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. I don't know, dude. Freezing this early in the playthrough is not a good sign. Alright, so here we go. So this is kind of like your main hub area. So kind of similar stuff to SPR07 where you got your messages. You got your WWE Magazine articles. But before we get into all that, let's talk about some settings and kind of like a look around how this mode works. So first off, let's just confirm it's on Legend. Subtitles on, email attention. So that's kind of similar to last year where it gives you a warning if you're about to leave before there's like a, like an important email to read or text message, stuff like that. Simulate training, I'm going to keep that on, and I'll show you what that is in a second here. I'm going to exit. You got your WWE shop where you can buy unlockables. As you can see here right now, fresh saves. We got 0 WWE cash. We are currently poor here. Just got to save that content. Save what? I didn't even do anything. I guess. Alright, progress report here. So here is where the big problem with this mode is, and here's where I need opinions. So you see all this stuff here? All these like goals here. So this kind of stuff boosts you see in the top right corner, legend progress. So really to beat this mode, you have to get that legend progress to 100%. And I swear, I think I've only ever done that one time in my life because it kind of takes a while. And basically what happens after like your first year, it just rolls over to the next year with like, I believe the same storylines with just like different people. I mean, depending on what brand you're on and stuff like that. So this is what I was thinking. I know a true playthrough would be to stick as one guy, get him to 100%, but I was thinking do a full year as Jeff, and then grinding out the stuff as Jeff to get it to 100% to show you the ending. And then from there, do the alternate stories as different people, kind of like I do in like my 07 playthrough, 06 playthrough, stuff like that. So that's what I was thinking. Feel free to let me know if you agree or disagree with that. But again, it's possible I won't see your comment till it's too late, but I would appreciate some opinions on that. So Power 25 rankings here. You can sort by brand or like overall WWE here. Pretty cool. Superstar info. So it's kind of similar to the GM stuff here. It gives you your stats, any match specialties, you know, their hometown, records, stuff like that. Health report. Now this is where injuries come in. So injuries is honestly a pretty lame feature of the 24/7 mode. In my opinion, they should have just kept it to GM mode. Because if you're severely hurt, you're going to be starting the match like damage, and it's going to be kind of frustrating if you kind of just want to win and see these storylines through, you know. But with these playthroughs, we do enjoy some challenges, and if we lose, it is what it is. We'll have to go in the bonus episode and kind of correct some of those things. But here we go. First magazine of the year. Here we go. A crowded class of contenders. Yo, guys, you can get SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 on your mobile phone. Actually, I said I was gonna cover all platforms. Should I look in to see if there's a way to download that and emulate that and play that? I've never played that, by the way, the mobile phone version. I have no idea. A crowded class of contenders. The title hunt is really heating things up on Raw, with several viable contenders for the WWE Championship all wanting their shot at gold. John Cena, Edge, and Johnny Nitro have all established themselves as worthy of the title match consideration. Another superstar, Jeff Hardy, is looking to break into the ranks. With Backlash several weeks away, we expect some heated competition in the race to become #1 contender. The Raw title picture is crowded right now, says WWE Chairman Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I want to see superstars ripping each other's heads off trying to earn the top spot. I have more availability and experience than any of these clowns, says Cena. Coaching should just hurry up and name me #1 contender so I can start preparing for my title match at Backlash. Alright, let's check our phone.
So you want to be a championship contender, huh? Well, it's a relatively simple process. Go after the current contenders and beat them to earn a spot for yourself. The respect of your fellow superstars should also be one of your top priorities. Whether you earn it from them or you beat it out of them, it's up to you.
Alright, by the way, this is one of the worst WWE game renders of all time. Look at how weird Vince looks. It doesn't even really look like him. Actually, you know what? Some of the renders in this game are kind of cursed. Which is funny because a lot of the ones in 2007 were really good. So, like, I don't know. Some of them look really bad, dude.
This is the coach, Mr. McMahon's executive assistant in charge of Raw. I've got my eye on you as a potential #1 contender, but there are several superstars between you and the top spot. One of the toughest is the man you'll be facing in my ring. Good luck. You'll need it.
Alright, and also to consider, kind of similar to, last year's game, there's essentially 3 different types of storylines for the month leading up to the pay-per-views. You know, like a generic one, title challenge, or title defend. I want to say there's like, I was reading the strategy guide earlier before playing this, just kind of refresh my memory. I tried not to read the storylines because even though I played all of them, I don't want to like rekindle my memory of them. So I'm kind of, it's been years since I played a lot of these, so I kind of don't want to spoil myself even though I played them, but I don't remember all of them, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so we're definitely going to be covering all of those. Alright, now here's where they really missed the mark of this mode. So why is it called 24/7 mode, you might ask? Well, because you can control your superstar 24/7, which technically that's not even true, because look, you have weekends off, so Saturday and Sunday you can't do anything. So I'm a Raw superstar, right? So ECW is today, so I click it. I have different categories here, so there's training exercises, and you'll see here, this is all of your different stats in the game. Strength, speed, stamina, technical, durability, submission, hardcore, charisma. Imagine trying to exercise your charisma. What does that even mean? But the point is, if you boot up one of these, if you have that simulated training option checked like I do, you get the option to either play this exercise or simulate it. If you simulate it, it just kind of like, I think it either, I don't know if it auto completes or fails, but like it just does that and it gives you like a bonus. If you play it, you have like a certain amount of time to do whatever it says here. So for example, strength. Building up your strength using this training regimen. Perform a set amount of ultimate control moves within the time limit. So it will boot up like a match without entrances. I just gotta spam ultimate control moves till I pass. So I don't really want to upgrade my stats, but I will be showing off all these different ones. I think I'll save them for the next part because I've already been talking a lot and I kind of just want to get into gameplay, but I'll do one successful playthrough of each one of these, and I probably won't touch them for the rest of the playthrough. Because, like, obviously if you start low overall stats, this is how you kind of improve your guy, and it's just... That's why I chose not to do that, because it's just really lame, dude. Alright, next one is skill improvement. Now, you see a lot of these are grayed out because it actually costs money here. But, I don't really remember if these even really benefit you in 24/7 mode. Like, I feel like they more worked better in GM mode, so I don't even really know why these are here. But, like, improve your mic skills, on-camera training, pain management, fan favorite training, fan heat training, endurance training. But yeah, these cost money, so I can't do any of these. But again, I will be showing them all probably in the next part. Now, events and activities here. So you can do an autograph signing. A lot of this stuff just gives you like popularity. Some give you cash, stuff like that, or maybe like improve your stamina fatigue. Villain movie, press conference, hero movie, website interview, photo shoot, rest and relaxation, movie event, other brand invasion, commercial, charity event, trophy date, promotion. So what's kind of funny about these is you see like the preview picture with this generic creator wrestler guy. When you pick one of these, it actually renders your superstar in real time doing the pose. So for example, it will, like if I selected hero movie, it would render in Jeff Hart. Actually, I could just do it right now. Let me just film a quick hero movie on my one day off. Failed! Yeah, Jeff Hardy's movie failed. But here's the thing. It actually renders this in real time. So if you actually go into the prop files of this game, you will find a gun. There's actually a gun in the game file. So like those aren't just like screenshots it loads up. So if you like mod in a character, you'll actually see your modded character holding the gun here, which is pretty cool. But that gave me 50% fatigue, so that was probably a rough idea. But there you go. So I'll just do a rest and relaxation. Lost 15 fan popularity. The fans found out I rested, like, wow, I hate that guy. And then the final option, which you can't do here. You can also skip. You don't have to pick something every day, which you're going to see me probably skip a lot of them because these are just so dumb, in my opinion. Really missed the mark. Final option. Okay, apparently I got messages. That's why you keep that option on. Sharpen your promo skills. I know you prefer letting your actions speak for you, but now's the time to talk. We're going to interview you with Maria so you can formally announce your entry into the title picture. Don't underestimate Maria because she's a pretty face. She may ask some tough questions. I hope you're prepared. Yes, I am. I will talk to NPC Maria, coach. But your final option here is to invade today's show. So the only cool thing about 24/7 mode is you can kind of see what the other brands are booking here. So like if you pick something here, you can interfere. Not going to do that right now. I'm just going to simulate. It will still act like I interfered if I remember correctly. Yeah. There you go. There's Jeff Hardy. And then you see here, day off, you're not allowed to pick anything, so it's not really 24/7 mode. So that being said, we're going to go to Monday. Actually start the playthrough. We can actually play the game after like half an hour now. Can you believe it?
Now that you're officially entered in the #1 contenders race, do you consider yourself to be the new face of this brand?
What do you pick? Yes, I am Raw's Elite. Or no, I don't really think being the face of Raw is what I need. Yes, I'm Raw's Elite. Imagine you have to go into a loading screen though after picking one option. That's pretty rough.
I don't know. What do you think?
This guy is good.
Yeah, almost as good as me. Hey,
Ew! What's wrong with
get
you?
away from her.
Talk about taking liberties.
What the hell? Oh my gosh, he just speared both of them.
Looks to me like he was damn sure trying to send a message.
Yeah, but who exactly was the message for?
And there you go. And there's our first fighting style loading screen, the Showman. Which, you know, it's kind of funny. I probably should have talked more about Jeff before starting to play. I know I just gotta get in the gameplay, but just real quick. So Jeff Hardy's fighting styles in this game are High Flyer, obviously, and Hardcore. I would probably argue he should be High Flyer Showman, to be honest. You know, Charismatic Enigma. So defaultly right now he's on High Flyer. So we'll maybe between parts we'll switch to Hardcore as our primary ability. But there you go. Oh, we got unread messages. That's why you keep that option on.
So, you think you're the new face of Raw, huh? Listen up, kid. I've been the face of Raw for a long time now, and that ain't changing anytime soon. I'm gonna become the #1 contender at Backlash, and if you can't respect that, then I don't respect you.
Damn, no respect. Usually when I play, I talk about who I picked as, played as, but I'll do that like once the gameplay starts here. Alright, so it's also cool, you can see the other matches, but you can also play the other matches, by the way. Not going to be doing that here, but it could be kind of interesting if you get like a multiplayer session going. But here we go. First match, Jeff Hardy, Edge, Legend difficulty. Let's not choke here. And by the way, yes, you can cheat and just pick the other person. I don't think there's really a point of doing that. You could also watch, which is interesting, because normally you could only do that from hacking the games, but it'd be kind of interesting to like stream a 24/7 playthrough, but it's all the computer, but it's just like a human moving through the menus. That could be an interesting concept to watch, but enough talk, let's get into it here. Alright, so this is Jeff Hardy's big return to the series here, so let's take a look at his entrance.
Welcome to Raw.
Oh wait, hold on.
Where Backlash is less than 1 month away. This is Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler at ringside, and we've got an interesting match in the making tonight.
That's right, and it's all about the most important thing in this business, respect.
The respect of the fans and the locker room is something that any would-be #1 contender needs.
That's for sure, and if you can't get them to give it to you, you've got to be able to take it.
Alright, there you go. Dude, Cena's like knees looked really weird there. So at first you might think, oh, this is pretty cool, like a pre-show cutscene here, you know, showing Jeff kind of coming in. But you'll quickly see, if you haven't played this, how repetitive and old that gets quick. I swear there's only probably like 3 or 4 different animations. You see them like 500 times, dude, if you keep playing this. It's horrible. But we have to listen to him, though.
This superstar has all the tools and talent anyone could ever ask for. But he seems to have trouble earning the respect he deserves.
The respect you deserve is the respect you get, JR. If he feels like he's being shortchanged, this is his chance to do something about it.
It's Jeff Hardy. Okay, so let's talk about Jeff Hardy here. Usually I talk about the people I pick. So obviously Jeff Hardy has had his troubles over the years, and it really sucks how many games he kind of got pulled out of because of like this untimely release. Most famous one being Here Comes the Pain, obviously, which sucks. And I still hope to this day a prototype Here Comes the Pain will leak online that has him so we can restore him. But Jeff Hardy is truly a special wrestler because I feel like Jeff Hardy is a rare wrestler that completely appeals to all demographics. Like men, women, children love him. I'll get back to that in a second here. I'm going to hear this.
Rumor has it that he's got some sympathetic allies in the locker room.
I hope you're not implying that he needs any help here tonight. I don't think you'll have any trouble proving he's as good as he says he is.
Yeah, so like I said, Jeff really appeals to all demographics, and I gotta say, like, one of the best Jeff Hardy moments is when he won the title at Armageddon. That was truly a wholesome moment, because everyone really wanted it. And it's kind of crazy, though, when you think about Jeff and all of his success. It's kind of crazy. You're kind of left thinking he could have done even more, which is insane to think about because of how extremely popular he is, but, like, man, I felt like he left WWE like at his peak, like when he lost to Punk in that cage match. Like, his insane popularity and crowd reactions, man. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, like he's still doing stuff in like TNA and stuff like that. But man, you just got to think if like he didn't have his demons, so to say, like he could have been even bigger than he already was, which is crazy. But it's great to have him back in the series here, and he truly is a special wrestler. It's going to be fun playing as him. One problem, though, is for some reason his alternate finisher is Whisper in the Wind instead of the Twist of Fate, like the Jeff version. So I'm considering changing that as well, but right now I'm going to leave it default. But here we go. Rematch cutscene similar to 07 here. Legend difficulty, so let's get into it here. So,
It's been reversed.
First move reverse, let's go. Good stuff.
It's like he read his opponent's mind.
First 2 moves reverse, try again, try quick grapple. First 3 moves reverse, what is this?
Wow, could you be any more biased, JR?
I did play a few warm-up matches. Oh, dude, what is going on here? I did play a few warm-up matches to kind of get back in the groove here.
He's all fired up now, King.
Okay, I have not landed a single move, by the way. There we go. Alright, so, SVR08, kind of get into here. So, the running is definitely changed, which became a problem online, where you can kind of run more precisely in other directions here. People would spam run all the time.
And now it's paying off.
First glaring notice you'll see is the fighting style. So I'm a high flyer is my primary ability. You also have a secondary ability. So here's how it works. You have 2 fighting styles. You can only have one as a primary at a time. And what that means is you can only use the primary ability of one of the fighting styles. So right now I'm high flyer is my primary. I got a finisher, so I can no longer store finishers. I store my fighting style. So what the fighting style for a high flyer is the possum pin. So now I have a possum pin I can pretty much use whenever I want, unless the computer is smart enough to avoid it, which sometimes they are, I think. Which I really hate that, because now it's like finishers are even more like expired. Like if you play it online, if someone got a finisher, honestly, it's probably smarter just to run away. But you also have secondary abilities. So you have the secondary abilities of both your fighting styles. So high flyers, I have springboards, I have outside dives, I have the corner leapfrog to get on the top rope, which is pretty useful for Jeff to set up the swanton. Hardcore secondary abilities are weapon-related stuff. I also have the evasive dodge, which, by the way, is overpowered. I'm going to try not to spam it. I feel like sometimes I accidentally use it because it's the same button as the reversals, but with the direction. I'm kind of playing like garbage right now, though, but I'm going to try not to spam it. But like I was saying, hardcore is my secondary ability. I got like weapon grapples, stuff like that, which I can't do right now, otherwise I'll get DQ'd, but yeah. So, yeah, the Jeff twist to face is a regular move, by the way.
Well, all I can say is
Jeff's going up. Swanton bomb. I don't even know what his limb damage. I'll just go for a pin here. There's no way it's over there. Edge kicks out, by God. Alright, and so like I said, now the ultimate control moves have dedicated grapple buttons, which sucks because it significantly cuts down the moves, and you can see Edge is able to get out of it now. So ultimate control moves are no longer overpowered, there's no longer any exploits to infinitely hold them anymore, but they're still kind of lame. Now, we still have stuff such as the environmental grapples here, so if I, do one of these, for example, the foot choke, I believe, all of them are still in the game from last year, with the exception of the cable choke from the announce table, which the reason why that was removed actually was confirmed by a developer on, like, it was either an interview or Twitter, but they removed that after the Benoit tragedy. Obviously, I'm sure you know what that's all about, but I believe they were forced to take it out. Now, here's a dirty ability, the referee shield, which you can see how overpowered the evasive dodge is. I was able to dodge that.
Of each and every WWE
nice Paul Burch reversal here. Reversal game's kind of on point right now for me. And I just want to demonstrate here. Look at the evasive dodge, how much you can spam this. If you played online, I swear there was just a bunch of little kids playing as Rey Mysterio spamming that all day, dude. It was the most frustrating thing ever. And in a laggy environment with latency, next to impossible to hit him, man. It's time to control the moves.
I don't think that's going to happen, King.
By the way, if you watch my S07 playthrough, I said that phrase so many times. I think some people got mad at me. Alright. How about a strong grapple? What else we got here? Russian. Oh, this could be it. Jeff's going up. Wait, hold on. Let me show you the leapfrog ability, which actually it's not even really a leapfrog. It's like a snap mare setup. There we go. So like I said, some of these things that are like abilities should just be for everybody. Like, it's kind of lame that you have to be a high flyer to do that. Kind of lame you gotta be a showman to steal finishers, but this might be it here. Let's see. Alright, there you go. Good start here. Jeff Hardy has done it. Oh no, last time it froze on Rick Rude. Don't do it again, please. By the way, I'm playing this on a retail regular 360. With the game installed, so I don't know why it froze.
The match is over. I think these guys beg to differ, JR. Well, here comes the cavalry, just in the nick of time. Well, folks,
damn.
That's what you call a little malfunction at the junction there. What amateurs? That's not how to do an ambush. I hate to think of how ugly that could have gotten if he didn't interfere. Yeah, but how embarrassing to get saved by one of your rivals.
Embarrassing. And there's a screenshot of the Hardcore's primary ability, which we'll probably be seeing in the next part, is the Hardcore Resurrection. Probably one of the most famous abilities in this game. It's actually pretty good, too, where you can heal limb damage by hitting yourself with a chair. And if you're not busted open, it will bust you open. So, pretty good ability, actually. But there you go. There was our first Raw. Let's check our messages. Oh, we got a lot. Wellness warning. Oh no, Jeff's fired already. Test suggests that you are increasing the risk of injury. Unless you take preventative measures, we recommend rest and relaxation for a few days. Avoid strenuous exercise if at all possible.
I don't approve of what your opponent tried to do to you after your last match, but I gotta tell you, this feud is red hot, and so is the business. You two have a no disqualification match this week. This is your chance to impress me, if you really want to be #1 contender.
All right, you can see there's an auto delete option. I personally don't like that because I just kind of like the message saving as like an archive type thing, so I'm gonna leave it.
I never got to thank you for that save, but it's all good. You not being able to take care of your business let me take out 2 contenders, and that ain't a bad day's work. So thanks, kid, and you're welcome.
Damn. Oh, my controller died? Oh no. Okay. So what do you pick? Express gratitude or blow him off? Thanks, man! But my favorite Jeff Hardy moment from around this time is there's this segment with him and Johnny Nitro. It's like Jeff painting, and like Nitro like kicks his painting, and Jeff yells, "That's my painting, man!" And then like shoves him down and throws paint on him and Melina. It's pretty funny, man. Alright, so actually before we do this, we can check our superstar status, our health report here. You can see our fatigue level and stuff like that. So the doctor recommended we rest and relax, so I guess let's do that. A little bit of R&R here. By the way, I think if you do this with a Cray Wrestler, it takes way longer to load that in. Minus 15 fan popularity just for relaxing. My popularity is 43. Yo, dude. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into Raw. So like I said here, probably in the next part, I'll show you all the different exercises and me playing through and beating all of them. Alright, hold on. That's why you keep that message thing on.
Hey, yo, I got a match, but damn, I'd really love to get my hands on your opponent. So how about it, Chief? You want to trade? Hey, yo, I got a match, but
Oh,
damn,
wait.
I'd really love to get my hands on your opponent. So how about it, Chief? You want to trade?
Then you want to trade? Is it because I skipped the week? This message came? Oh, that's so lame, because I think I remember this storyline. I'm pretty sure you get the option to trade, but I think because I skipped... I think I got that message probably on like a Friday or something, but I skipped it. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. Maybe we shouldn't skip too much at a time.
Hey, thanks for making a swap. And you best pay attention to my ring technique. It's going to be a textbook example of how to take out a contender. You just might learn something.
Did you want to trade your Edge for my Nitro? Well, I would have chose yes anyways, because I just faced Edge, so I'd like to face someone else. Alright, here we go. That's my painting, man! I wonder if anyone's ever done that idea I talked about where,
Less than 3 weeks
wait, hold on.
remain on the road to Backlash. This is good old JR, Jim Ross, and Jerry the King Lawler at ringside. And after what we saw last week, I can't wait for tonight's show.
Me neither. We got a bunch of superstars who all want to prove they deserve to be the #1 contender.
And Backlash is where they'll have their chance. But they've got to get there first.
And that's not going to be easy, believe me.
You can see they actually learned their lesson here where they don't just cut off the cutscene when the commentary's not done like in 07. They actually freeze it and then it actually finishes. And when you see those pre-show cutscenes, at first you're like, oh, this is pretty cool, man. But like I said, they get old fast.
There's been a lot of speculation as to why he agreed to trade opponents here tonight.
I think it's obvious, JR. He's afraid of the man he was scheduled to face. That's not how you earn respect around here.
It doesn't even make any sense. I just beat Edge clean last week. Like, that's kind of bizarre they would write it like that. You think it'd be the other way around. You want to trade your Nitro for my Edge. Or just different people entirely. But what I was saying before is, I really wonder if anyone's done that idea where you stream a 24/7 playthrough, but only the CPU matches. So you see how the CPU does in their season mode, essentially. I've had that idea for other games where I would hack the player status to always be a computer, which it's possible. It's also possible to do like multi-man seasons in the games that don't normally allow it. So those are some ideas I've had for years, but just never acted on.
You've got to wonder if this man feels disrespected at having his scheduled opponent pass him over for a match this week.
I'm sure he does. And I'm sure he's planning on taking his frustrations out in the ring tonight.
By the way, so far it feels like the commentary for the entrances here are way short. I don't remember if they're all like that, but yeah. And by the way, this is kind of an end of the era because this is really the end of the traditional. Well, this isn't exactly a traditional season mode, but it still has the traditional season mode like DNA. And what I mean by that is, you know, like different storylines depending if you're a champion, different cast members depending on which brand, you know, title defense, generic, title challenge storyline, that kind of formula, which was really good in my opinion. But in XBR 09 it becomes Road to WrestleMania, which is actually a really good mode. So. But yeah, this is kind of the end of the season mode era. It's kind of funny though, because in those like games with Road to WrestleMania, in the game files, it's still called season mode. But you know, obviously it changes here. Let's see if we can keep this streak going here. I actually did really well against Edge here, but like I said, I did play some matches off screen to kind of get back in the groove here. I really love the loading screens of this game, by the way. Right, here we go. That's my painting, man! I'm opening up with a strong grappler. I'm gonna make a statement. Jawbreaker.
You gotta respect the commitment and the dedication of
Oh, by the way,
superstars to
springboard
their
ability for the high flyers.
Listen about it, King. Every
I missed.
superstar
I mean, I
on the
hit him, but you know what I
roster
mean.
has had to make more sacrifices.
Man, stunned for 6 years, brother.
You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum.
Well, all I can say is someone's been eating
Ah,
their
yeah.
vitamins and saying their prayer.
Yeah, I'm getting insane momentum. I think Jeff DeFoley has high charisma anyways, still.
I tell you, King.
Oh,
sometimes I
that
get
old
exhausted
animation, brother.
Just watching these superstars compete.
I know what you mean, JR.
Damn, that was actually pretty sick.
People appreciate what incredible athletes these WWE superstars really are.
You've got to have some excellent conditioning to be able to do what they
It's
do.
reversal. How about environmental grapple
Name
here?
of the game, JR.
Environmental
No dog ever came up
grapples.
with a card.
Oh, that's a my God! Head first, right into the ring steps.
That can knock you out cold, JR.
Restore my fighting style,
Some medical
guys.
attention out here.
Yeah, you'll probably see me accidentally evasive dodge a lot, which is I was honestly considering not playing as Jeff just because of that. I really don't like the evasive dodge. It's too OP, and sometimes like I accidentally do it when I try to reverse or like store something, like
Tag team title reigns.
kind of
But
annoying.
Jeff has also enjoyed great solo success as a European, hardcore, and intercontinental champion.
That was my fault. I should have punched in there to get out of
ruin
it.
a perfectly good argument by bringing facts into it.
Oh boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I
want to try to do a possum pin too, but I'm not going to force it.
It can't end like this.
See, I tried to reverse there, but see, here's the thing. If you just press the triggers by themselves to reverse, you don't evasive dodge. But I usually am holding a direction when I try to reverse, which you don't have to do. It's just what I typically do when I play it. So I accidentally evasive dodge a lot.
There's no love lost between these
See, like right there, I was
competitors,
trying to
that's for
reverse,
sure.
man.
If looks could kill, somebody would be. Look at this! Look at this! You talk about a house of fire.
It's a house of
you're
fire,
seeing
brother.
it right here.
Yeah. Well,
I want to do some more strong. I want to explore the moveset
moveset
some more, get familiar with it.
Well, you can't ever accuse
Here, I'll show you the
WWE
Whisper in the
fans
Wind,
of
which is a
being shy
finisher for
about
some
saying
reason.
what's on their mind.
I'm really considering changing that.
This is gonna be
Be a,
big.
I don't know if you can assign as a regular move. I'll have to double check, but switch the fate. So if I play as a match that doesn't have a ring, by the way, I'm kind of screwed.
He's just showing up for the crowd now.
He's wrestling the match his way. And I think it's
Oh, actually, let's get him on the ground here.
Mark my
One
words.
major new feature in this game I didn't even talk about is the all-new struggle submission system. How did I forget to talk about that? I think that was on my
These
notes, but I don't think I
superstars
talked
are
about
going
it.
to put each other
So
through
gone are the
wrestling
button
hell.
mashing
He's all fired
mini
up now,
games of
King.
submissions,
And
which
I
I've,
hate to be
you know,
the
I've been very
last
critical
man.
of in my
I don't think his
playthroughs.
opponent's got a hope of hurting him now.
See that big reversal? First finisher attempted on me reverse. Massive start. But the all-new struggle submission system no longer relies on button mashing. It's more of a tactical-based minigame. Yeah, he's reversing everything, brother. I just lost so much momentum for hitting the ref.
You can't ever count on
Alright, we
these
gotta
fans,
find.
JR.
Hopefully he has
They're
a.
fickle, and they'll abandon you in a heartbeat.
Wow, Nitro going crazy right now.
Oh, sure. Now
Just
fans
fired
start
up.
to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Nope, that is
Come
not a
on,
struggle
King.
submission.
He's had the crowd behind him all match, and now it's paying off.
There's also not a struggle submission. It's good to know that I have that move though.
Oh no, I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out.
Should have memorized the moveset for playing, actually. Or, I mean, I have the strategy guide. I could look at it, but...
Their superstar. Look at this.
Oh, wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary?
let's try this direction. No, I already did that one. He's got to have a struggle submission. There's got to be something there.
Man, is there
Well, I tried
here
the
for
same moves
man?
twice. What am I doing?
Uh-oh. Come on. You got to stop this guy before he really gets going.
I don't think that's going to happen, King.
Nope.
He's built up too much momentum to be stopped now.
I mean, if he doesn't have one, which I feel like he has to. I feel like almost everyone has one. I guess I could just explain out. Well, here's the thing. If you're watching these playthroughs, I feel like most of you probably already know
You
this
believe
stuff.
we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
I mean, unless you're
It's
someone
like
that's
a
never played the
dream
game.
come
I mean,
true,
that's
King.
possible, but...
Except when I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the divas.
Come on, JR. You know I'm helpless when it comes to puppies.
Oh, I know, King. And that's why I'm bringing a pitcher of ice water out here with me next time.
So you might be thinking, like, why aren't you clicking
What a
in the stick to do it? Actually, that didn't exist in this game. That actually picks him up. It's like a regular move.
It's great to hear
If
the fans
if they
come
have one.
alive every time Jeff Hardy sets foot in the ring.
Yeah, but I could
Nope,
do
already
without
tried
all
that
the
one as
shrieking
well.
Female fans. Well, there's the pin.
Dude, does he even have one?
I think we're gonna find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand.
Alright, if I don't find it here in a couple minutes, I'm just gonna end this because this match is dragging on. I got tunnel vision right now. My least favorite thing is when I just keep trying the same thing over and over
I love
again.
that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for
I don't even
all.
remember which direction I haven't tried yet. Oh, here we go. Finally.
Rope break.
Of course, after all of that.
So, how do you think this one's gonna turn out, JR?
Honestly,
Of
King,
course he
I
reversed
have
it.
absolutely no idea. Can his opponent kick out of this pinning predicament? Dude.
So, my opinion, though, I'll give you my opinion on the struggle submission system. Big improvement over the button mashing, but it's also not perfect because it's kind of overpowered if you have a submission finisher, which I'll explain why it is in a second. Dude,
They deserve, King. Nitro deserves to be rewarded for his athletic ability.
I think I remember the input to do it. It was by the head right on the analog stick. There we go, okay. So you can see here,
to be proven wrong.
attacker can wrench, and they have two hand symbols here, but if your grip gets loose, you automatically let go. The defender has a padlock where they move around the analog stick trying to essentially unlock it, which allows them to escape, like so. Now, if your finisher is a submission, you can infinitely crank it. You have infinite grip for a short amount of time. So submissions are actually kind of OP. Submission finishes specifically, so people like CM Punk, Bret Hart. Kind of cheesy, to be honest. Also, if you're the submission fighting style, you have a lockpick ability where if you're not severely hurt, you can instantly get out of those. All right, Swanton Bomb cover.
There's the cover. 1, 2, 3.
All right, but another pretty convincing win here. I got a little bit of tunnel vision, which I don't like, but it is what it is.
Amazing, but
See, part of me wants to get rid of his high flyer ability, so I stop evasive dodging, but I want the springboards and stuff. It's Edge.
Somehow I knew he'd put in an appearance.
oh my gosh, I think he's gonna get into the ring.
And it seems he's got an open invitation to do just that.
I don't know about that. I think I see some fear in those eyes.
That was a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, but you can bet that's not the end of this.
All right, kind of a goofy cutscene. Not sure exactly what we learned there. Also, I think maybe I should stop skipping a week ahead of time so I don't miss messages here. I'm trying to think how to do this. No, don't tell me the game froze again. Dude. The game froze again. Why is this happening? I wonder if I should switch to another 360. I considered emulation on this, but I want to do it on real hardware. I don't know why this is happening. Alright, I'll be right back, and if it didn't save, I'm gonna have to do that match off camera. Okay, so I went ahead and beat Edge and beat Nitro again, so we're back to where we were at. Now, I did double check. Autosave was on, but it doesn't autosave unless you either exit the mode or go to the laptop and manually save. So, yeah, it's pretty frustrating. I'm just going to power through it for this part, and then I'm going to try to clean out my 360 after this. But if that doesn't work, I'll move the save over to my RGH, I guess. But let's just keep going for now. Alright, WWE Magazine. Opponent swap doesn't sit well. Johnny Nitro's prepared to meet John Cena in the center of the ring. Those plans have changed, and Nitro has a theory on why that happened. Michaels doesn't want any of me, and I've known that for a long time, says Nitro. What? Michaels? Especially number one contender ranking is too valuable for him to risk losing face-to-face by getting beaten by me, and that's exactly what would have happened. Jeff Hardy, the new opponent for Nitro, could not be reached for comment. Michael? What are we talking about? Michael? HBK? Okay. Increasing the risk of injury unless you take preventive measures. You know what? I don't care. Okay, let's skip a little bit to see. Okay, let's skip to... Actually, let me see if it does the messages on this day, or let me do something on SmackDown to like I'll do a rest and relax here. Actually, no, let's do something else. Let's do a autograph signing. Line up, guys. Get your Jeff Hardy painting signed. +1 fan popularity. Yo. Okay, so the messages might trigger on Friday. Maybe I should start doing stuff like that on Fridays just so I don't miss these.
Man, that locker room is hating on you something fierce, kid. Everybody thinks you're some kind of coward, and who knows? Maybe they're right. You better earn some respect soon, or you can kiss becoming the #1 contender. Goodbye.
Damn, well apparently everyone thinks you're Shawn Michaels, so... Okay, move to Raw, any messages? Yes, we do. Happy to tell you just captured the #1 slot on the Power 25. This proves you're on the right path to Legend status. Good luck, coach. And you can see our Legend progress updated 3%. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'll be doing the other percent off screen after I complete a year. We'll see.
I hope you know that you're going to get completely obliterated in your match this week. And even if you manage to steal a victory, that doesn't change a thing. I still don't respect you, and I never will.
Damn! Well, I don't respect that render. Look how bad that looks. Just like Vince, Edge is a weird render in this game, dude. Wow, it's just Nitro again, just a regular match. Welcome to Monday Nitro.
Backlash is less than 2 weeks away. This is good old JR Jim Ross. And on behalf of myself and the King, welcome to Raw. We've got one heck of a show for you tonight.
You said it. It's all about going to Backlash and becoming the #1 contender.
Not to mention earning the respect of the Raw fans and superstars.
Believe me, if you become #1 contender, you'll earn that respect.
Alright, so that was a different pre-show cutscene, but like I said, they get old, so there's only like 3 or 4 of them. And for some reason, the other actors in the cutscene are people actively involved in your storyline, so sometimes you're like shaking hands with someone you're feuding with. It makes 0 sense.
This superstar just cannot catch a break. He's competed in some of Raw's best matches over the past several weeks, but he's still having a hard time earning respect.
If he keeps it up, he'll earn all the respect he needs, but he can't afford to get frustrated now.
Respect me! I want to get into like a no DQ match or something so I can show off some of the weapon grapples here. You know, I kind of talked about the abilities, but I didn't talk about what my favorites were. Well, obviously, like, some of them are overpowered, like the Powerhouse and the Brawler, but the Hardcore is the most fun, in my opinion, because you can, the weapon grapples. Like, you can do the helicopter spin with the ladder, that's fun, too. Hardcore Resurrection's fun to, like, it's also actually pretty good ability to, like, get your limb damage back. Technical is kind of fun, too, for, like, the pullback attacks.
This was supposed to be last week's match. I'm not complaining. I'm just glad we're getting a chance to see it.
Me too. It's time to put up or shut up. And this is going to be a heck of a match.
Wait, I'm so confused. Didn't I face Nitro last week? I don't know what's going on, man. As long as we stop freezing, I'm fine with everything, man. By the way, Johnny Nitro, one of the people, has a champion entrance. It's pretty cool where the IC title's like around his pants belt here. Pretty cool. And of course, my playthroughs, you can expect all the standard stuff like, you know, entrance videos, stable entrances, diving into all that stuff. But like I said, this 08 playthrough is probably going to take me a long time because I want to cover all the other platforms as well. That would include doing a playthrough of the DS story mode, which I've actually never... I don't think... I may have played it like briefly in the emulator, but I've never fully played through it like in depth. Yeah, a lot of stuff. I was also thinking about trying to potentially start some other playthroughs while this one's going on, just because I know this one's going to take a while, like some of the non-extensive games to cover. Thinking about that. We'll see, though. I mean, this playthrough's been a long time coming, so I'm kind of happy to finally get into it here. I'm gonna hit him with the Jeff combo. You ready?
What a counter!
No. I got that quick grapple arm drag. Okay, I'm just not allowed to do it, I guess. Alright, hold on, man. That's not painting, man. Oh, here we go. Jeff combo.
It's like a dream come true, King.
Wait, we're not done. Jeff combo. Jeff combo. 450 split. No, that would have been sick.
He's got the fans behind him, King.
Honestly, a pretty sick combo, though.
Watch out.
There's the pin.
Okay. Man's first move is a pin. Kind of a blockhead play because when you kick out at 2 like that, you get decent momentum.
Did you ever think you'd be watching these superstars
Russian leg
against
sweep.
each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling
I'm
their
storing my
paths would
fighting
cross
style.
sooner
Can we
or
pull off a
later.
Boston pin in this
And
first
look at
episode?
this. Look at this. You talk about a house of fire.
All right, by the way, it's a
There's
big
Lincoln
mistake
right
to be
here.
doing ultimate control grapples that early because they pretty much always get out of it. I just think I have that leftover habit from 07 of trying to do like strong grapple in all the directions. Even though like I mentioned multiple times how I hate in this game how
WWE's travel to just
dedicated
about every
grapple
country.
slots.
And
Oh my
WWE's
god.
got fans in
I've
every
lost
single
so much
one.
momentum from those 2 springboards. Yo. Oh, I was not ready for that.
Johnny Nitro's winning
We should be
over
okay,
his
though.
fans here.
Here's the cover, JR.
1, 2.
Big kick out. You can also press back to see your limb damage at any time.
I don't think these superstars have any intention of taking
Wasn't even
it
trying to
easy on each
evasive
other
dodge there.
tonight.
That's not what they signed
Okay, let's
up
do some
for,
more
King.
variety of moves
And
here. What else do I
quite
got?
frankly, think
I got
these
reverse, that's what I
fans would
got.
be disappointed if they didn't go all out.
Match
Well, that's
reversal.
easy for the fans to say. They've never set foot inside
Okay.
that ring.
We're gonna see the
No,
full
they've
sequence.
been
Can I get it?
deferred. Oh boy.
No, I cannot.
The adrenaline is pumping.
Oh, God, flatline.
Beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this.
Okay, I'm kind of getting exposed here, man. I think the freezing's got me rattled a bit here.
Making their opinions known tonight.
They
What happened to the
are,
guy
JR,
from the first
and
2
I'd love
matches?
to hear it. These superstars
Dude,
are
I am
beating the heck out of each
struggling.
other, and this crowd can't get enough of it.
It's look at him feeding off the energy.
There we go.
from this
Jeff, twist of
fantastic
fate.
crowd.
Jeff,
He's
twist of fate.
unstoppable.
You can't
Dude, I got
outcount
insane
these
momentum from that one move.
They'll abandon you in a heartbeat.
Oh no. I suck at reversing these, by the way.
I tell you, King.
There we go, finally. Because the computer, like, it's unpredictable. Like, they do a really good job of, like, delaying it. And if you try to spam reverse that, like spamming the button, usually, actually, it pretty much always doesn't work. Choke him!
Folks, I know this isn't ballet, but this just isn't
I ain't let go.
This
I
could
finally let
result
go.
in a serious, permanent injury.
Permanent injury!
Reversal there. This is Raw action at its finest. That's why Raw is the
Didn't mean to do that, but it kind of paid off.
You got that right, JR.
Kind of struggle in this match here.
Kind of action on SmackDown.
There we go.
Not on SmackDown or anywhere else. There's nothing else out there.
We'll go for a whisper in the
that can
wind, I
come close
guess.
to the excitement of seeing the Raw
I feel like I'm
superstars
struggling because I feel like I
perform
keep
live.
guessing grapple, but he's
1,
Going for a lot of
Look at
strikes.
the confidence radiating off this superstar.
All I see is
Outside
a
dives!
superstar who's
The high flyer wins again.
following up.
Yo.
What an incredible performance. By
I like
these
no stamina, by the way.
phenomenal
How about an
superstars.
environmental grapple, though?
Did
Why
you
not?
expect anything less, JR?
Barricade
Who's in the ring?
slam, the greatest move of all
Both
time.
fans have got a great seat for this, JR.
And I hope they've got the good sense to keep their distance. These superstars are out of control. These fans love confidence.
I was hoping
in
he'd
their
run over, but
superstar.
no.
And that's just what
Grapple
they're
takedown here. I'm starting to make a little bit of a comeback here.
Well, he can do this until the cows come home, but that's not going to win him the match.
Because I was just about to talk about how I feel like this game's easier than 07, but I'm talking about max difficulty, by the way. But I don't know. The first two matches, I feel like I was in controller died. Oh my god, I got a lot of hardware issues to address for the next episode.
1, 2. He's all fired up now, King.
But I feel like this
And I
match,
hate
I'm
to
kind of
be on the
struggling.
receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now.
Maybe it's just because he's reversing everything. But these are new batteries in this controller, by the way, so I don't know why it died like that. But this is also a controller I got at like some flea market for really cheap.
Putting a lot on
But
the
it was in good
line.
condition, so I don't know what's going on. I have a wired controller, but the thumbsticks are really worn down. And this, like, I think I have some other ones I can try too.
Uh-oh. Come on. You got us flat on your back with your shoulders
Actually, I'm gonna
on the
cancel
mat.
that.
There's no place to be.
What? Yo, this man is spamming pins.
And now a pin. This could be it. 2.
Big kick out from Jeff. Oh, it's not good.
Talk to these superstars backstage.
No! What? I forgot this was his alternate finisher. I wasn't ready.
And that's coming through loud and clear here tonight in this match. They're not taking it easy on each other either.
It's been said a million times, but
I tried possum pin, but it didn't actually take my ability.
Ruthless aggression is the name of the game.
I thought when you do the ability, it automatically puts you in the state to do it.
Oh boy.
I could have sworn in this game how it works is like you activate it,
Well, they paid for their tickets,
and then you
King,
automatically
and
do
they've
it if
got
it like
a right
it's in a
to
short
say
window of
whatever
time.
they want.
I'll have to refresh my memory. Maybe I'm doing something wrong.
This capacity crowd is solidly behind their
Oh, actually, I think I'm
superstar.
pressing the wrong
Look at
button.
this.
That's why.
Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR?
Hold on, I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna let him hit me down.
Balanced commentary. Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had the...
How can you not see
Yep.
through that?
I was pressing the wrong button. I don't know why I forgot that. Yeah, possum pins are pretty free in this game.
1, 2, 3.
Jeff steals one. It actually worked. Nitro is shocked.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one.
I was gonna say, for the love of God, please don't freeze. Otherwise, I have to play that again.
You've got to give him credit. He's not backing
Come on,
down
man, come on.
from the fight.
I'll admit he's no coward, but he's still not my favorite guy on the roster.
I think there's plenty of superstars in the locker room who'd agree with that.
Maybe that's because he's trying to talk himself into a spot he doesn't deserve.
I disagree. I have no problem picturing him as our #1 contender.
Yeah, but he's still got one major challenger ahead of him. And you know who I mean.
That's my painting, man. Yeah, I'm just scared it's gonna freeze every time. It's frozen on a loading screen every time too, by the way. We're gonna have to play like a cheese ball. I'm sure a lot of us did this as kids. Save after every match, and if you lose, just reset the console. By the way, the strategy guide tells you to do that. It says advice: save after every match, and if you lose, reset. It literally says that in the strategy guide. Wellness warning: Jeff Hardy's been suspended. Controversy never hurts. I think I speak for all Raw fans when I say I enjoy the respect game you're playing right now. To let the hits keep on coming, you're teaming up with John Cena against Johnny Nitro and Edge. We've had too many contenders right now, and putting you all together will hopefully trim the fat. Later, coach. Yeah, coach. I'm simulating. Actually, let's check our status here. Health report. I feel like the doctors kind of freak out a bit. Yeah, what are we doing today? I'm hyping up Backlash. Get a Jeff Hardy clip at Backlash. I got $2,000 for that. Where has all the respect gone? There's definitely some bad blood brewing in the number one contender hunt on Raw, and the brand's executive assistant, Jonathan Coachman, just keeps on stirring the pot. John Cena doesn't think much of the competition. Johnny Nitro and Edge are the kind of dime a dozen punks you see on every street corner in every city, says Cena. If Coach wants me to beat them both up and saddle up with dead weight like Jeff Hardy to boot, so be it. I'm not number one contender for nothing. Coach couldn't be happier. Things are heating up, and throwing these 4 fighters into the frying pan is only going to make things hotter, says Coach. I'm sure the Raw fans can't wait to see what happens, and neither can I. I can't wait for my Xbox to freeze again. Alright, final Raw before Backlash. Nobody respects you.
Any last words before our tag team match this week? I hope you realize that you don't stand a chance. Your own partner's complaining about being teamed with a loser like you. I almost feel sorry for the guy.
Damn. No one respects Jeff, brother. Alright, finally main event. Tag team, normal tag. So it's a situation where I can play as both or just Jeff. I'm gonna go ahead and be both. I guess technically, if I wanted to be a true playthrough, I'd only play as Jeff, but if I got the option to play as both, I'm playing as both. Plus, we can show off some other fighting abilities.
Backlash is this Sunday. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler at ringside. And King, can you imagine a bigger main event than tonight's?
Not in a million years. A tag team match between 4 superstars who all want to be named number one contender.
And while one team has been on the same page all along, the other is an uneasy alliance at best.
Uneasy nothing. These guys can't stand each other. But they've got to work together tonight or else.
Just like, come on, man. Or maybe I was exaggerating a bit when I said there's only like 3 or 4 of those. Maybe there's a little bit, because I don't really remember that one, but I just know they get old fast, man.
It's ironic, but tonight he's in a tag team match and partnered with the one superstar he needs to prove himself against.
Talk about your uneasy alliances. There's no way these guys could be on the same page tonight.
The old cliche wrestling storyline, can they coexist? Man, yeah, the commentary on these entrances has been like 2 sentences and then they're out. I think after I record this playthrough, or maybe like, because it's getting kind of late, so I'm probably not going to record it all in one sitting, but I probably should look up to see if I'm right about there probably being a lot of Jeff Hardy playthroughs of this on here. Which I don't really blame. Maybe someone's watching this is kind of disappointed I chose Jeff, but just who I wanted to be.
He's been vocal about the fact that his partner has failed to earn his respect so far, but they need to work together here tonight.
If I were him, I'd already be planning on how to win the match on my own.
Damn. Even though I'm undefeated, alright. Actually, my record is doubled as well because I played the matches twice because of my Xbox freezing. You don't respect that, Cena, man? I'm working the live events too, man. I'm like 6-0. First look at Cena, by the way. Nice entrance. Also, another man's champion entrance. Pretty cool.
This is his chance to finish what he started last week.
And look at the fire in his eyes. You know he's looking to do exactly that.
The face of a man who got destroyed by a possum pin. By the way, possum pin is actually kind of OP as well, because it's kind of like a free pass, because it automatically reverses within a short window of time of activating it, so maybe not as effective against a human player, because they can kind of see it coming, they can kind of like back off and wait till it expires, but I feel like CPU probably has a high success rate. So, like I said, these fighting styles are gimmicky. I would have strongly preferred. I appreciate them taking the risk, like I said in the beginning of this part, but it's just the execution just wasn't there, man. Especially some of the stuff that was already in the game and it's just stripped down to only certain people can do it now, unless you change their fighting style. I feel like 2K19 had this problem too, or was it 19 or 18? Maybe like some of those games from that era where there was like abilities. A lot of people would just edit their saves so everyone had every ability. Like, it's just annoying when they restrict people of doing things, you know? Like, just let me do a pullback attack with every wrestler, you know? Let me have the option of a springboard for every wrestler if I want to add it or not, you know?
You think you know.
And here's a man who's had his share of issues with both of his opponents here tonight.
If I were him, I'd have a hard time figuring out who I wanted to go after first.
It's Edge! By the way, Edge, the star of my SVR 07 playthrough. On the Raw side, at least. By the way, don't you love how no entrance gear for Edge or Nitro? I mean, part of me just wants to tag in Cena so I can show you more ability-related stuff. I want to say Cena's a brawler and showman, so I don't remember which one's his primary ability, though. You know, Terry Funk loading screen, by the way. Or maybe I'll do a little bit of damage as Jeff and tag him, man. Lewd, crude, and tattooed. It's Edge. How about a Jeff combo to open it up? That's a statement right there. Jeff combo, can I land the full thing? Dude, insane momentum.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR.
It looks like Cena's a brawler primarily, so I can show you the Fist of Fury ability.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure.
Right, didn't mean to do that.
If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
I think
It sure does.
it'd be interesting to like talk about theories of how to balance these abilities. Evasive dodge, I think the easiest way to balance it would be it needs like a huge cooldown. You shouldn't be able to like, I don't care how much stamina you have, you shouldn't be able to spam it like that.
I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these superstars compete.
I know what you mean, JR.
Okay, Nitro, does this man have a high technical stat or what? He reverses everything.
These superstars really are.
You've got to have
I feel like when I first fought him on this video, I didn't have a problem, but ever since the Xbox Freeze incident, I
You gotta keep moving.
feel like I'm trying to reverse there, but like I keep evasive dodging by accident because I'm holding a direction. I either gotta like rewrite my brain to let go of a direction when I try to reverse every time, or just deal with I might evasive dodge every now and again.
With that one.
Boy, this John
Tags
Cena
made.
He's all fired up now.
Okay, Jeff did. I was going for a double team move.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now.
Alright, so Brawler here is the Fist of Fury ability. So if you hit RB and X, if you're on Xbox, if you land that first strike, the other two are not reversible. So you can see how annoying it is. And you know what also is annoying about it? Once you land the first one, they're automatically like in this stunned groggy state. So if you like angle it just right and miss your other two strikes, they're basically like stuck in that state for maybe like 10 seconds or something. So you can kind of line something up. Kind of cheesy, man.
Looks like he's tagging in his partner.
They also have the ground pound ability, which I think you saw Nitro do it to me. Hold A by them. Depending on whether they're up or down, you get different animations. You can punch or like headbutt, you know, wrench their chin, stuff like that.
He's wrestling the match his way, and I think it's going to pay off.
And we got the stored ability for the Brawler, so you know what time it is, guys? It's time to interrupt the gameplay. And now all my strikes are not reversible, so you can just spam.
Someone who sets goals for himself and doesn't let anything stop him from reaching them. He's a great role model for young fans.
See around the HUD here. I believe if they try to strike me as well, I automatically reverse it.
A guy who would just as soon sell you out as look at
What are you talking about, JR?
Quick fruit roll up from
Nasty
Cena.
rumor spread by people who wanted to be in Edge's league, but couldn't
Actually,
keep up
why
with
didn't I
it.
cancel that? I just gave him free momentum. That was a huge
You
mistake.
watch Edge as much as these fans love confidence in their superstar, and that's just what they're seeing from him here tonight.
Well, he can do this until the cows come home.
Yeah, I don't think that was a real rebound grapple, by the way. Yep, man, slow down through leg drops, brother.
His opponent telegraphed that one. Watch out! He
Ref wants
reversed
in.
it.
Hey, hold on, you ready? Turn him around. No. Hold on, my finish is gonna expire.
from the
Can't
looks
store
of
it
things,
anymore
it's not
because
hard to
fighting
tell
styles
how
are
this one's
more
gonna go.
priority.
What are you talking
This is my only
about,
chance,
Kane?
and
These
it's
fans can't
gone.
stand
No,
it
it's
when he
not.
does this,
Yeah, it's about to be
JR.
gone
There's
now.
the pin.
Did you
Jeff
see
help.
that?
Jeff help.
Ring the damn bell. You can't let somebody
Big zero
get away
count.
with that.
I don't think the ref saw it, JR. And if the ref doesn't see
It's
it,
time
it's not
to
illegal.
control
Oh, no. I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out.
I'm trying to hit the 5-knuckle shuffle, but he reverses like every time. Jeff needs to get out, man.
I think we're
I'm pretty sure
gonna
it's
find out
up on the
just
right
how
stick. That's why I keep
the
trying.
human body can
He just will
withstand
not
it.
let me do it,
I
though.
think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, Jeff.
Look at this.
There we go.
Look
It was
at
up.
this. You talk about
Kind of funny how, like,
house
some moves I just
fire.
have memorized their
You're seeing it
inputs,
right
even though
here.
this game is, like,
Well, somebody better
almost
put
like
out
20
that
years
fire,
old at this
or
point.
This one's not going to end well. Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced comment? Look at the fans, JR. They know what's coming next.
And there it
They
is.
sure do.
The
And
FU.
there it is. The FU. What an impact.
All right, come on, Jeff.
One,
Okay.
2, 3.
And Nitro flipping it. What a goofy match.
Idea.
By the way, Cena's pretty OP in this game. He's like 97 overall or something like that. Which, I mean, is fair with how he's presenting on TV at the time. You know, Super Cena's real.
These combustible elements are about to explode.
Let him go. I want to see him go at it.
I don't think you're the only one.
He should be grateful they're not letting it happen.
This has all the makings of a great match for Backlash.
And if our general manager's got any sense, that's exactly where this is going.
Come on, man. Let me at him. He keeps sending me mean text messages. Oh, Cena's fired up. Chioda doing a little bit of crowd control here, though. Got the Kelly loading screen. By the way, another new person in the series this year. Also, she has an alternate attire, which actually, my copy still has the little insert on it where it has the code you can type in to unlock it without having to, you know, get it normally. Air of determination going into Backlash. The stage is set for Backlash pay-per-view. John Cena and Jeff Hardy will square off in one of the most anticipated matches of the year. Of course, Cena's distinction as number one contender is a big factor into this contest. However, these two have also volleyed with one another over the subject of respect. Cena wants recognition as the best of the best, while Jeff Hardy would like some credit for the things he's accomplished in the past week. I'm sick of all this talk about Jeff Hardy, says John Cena. I'll be happy to beat him once and for all so I can move on to the WWE Championship shot I so richly deserve. And I'm saving the game because I'm afraid of more freezing. I really hope it's just because like this Xbox has been like sitting on a shelf dusty for a while. Alright, what am I doing for the pay-per-view here? Should I film a quick movie before the pay-per-view? Yeah, I'm hyping up Backlash again. At Backlash.
Alright, this is it. Your big chance to be named #1 contender for the championship. You lose this match, and it's back to the bottom of the heap for you. Win it, and you're on the road to greatness.
I gotta be honest with you, I kind of want to lose because I want to not be in the title picture this early on, but if you know the philosophy in these playthroughs, it's like, you know, try my best to win and whatever happens, happens. Unless it's one of the story modes where you have to win, then I have to cut back of me winning to progress the story. But honestly, I kind of hope I lose, but I don't know. How about a quick interview before the backlash? How you feeling, Jeff? Any paintings?
I never liked you all that much, but I really can't stand him. And nothing would make me happier than watching him blow it live on pay-per-view. I hear he's gonna have some backup though, so I won't get my hopes up.
Damn, I'm 3% legend though. Can you handle that? Alright, welcome to Backlash. What is this match? How is this not even the main event? Oh, I guess because HBK is probably the champion. There we go. Our biggest challenge yet, 97 overall John Cena. Actually, our biggest challenge was the Xbox freezing, but we overcame it.
Backlash has arrived.
That's good news for this man and bad news for his opponent.
He's determined to earn the respect of the locker room.
He just better hope he doesn't embarrass himself out there.
One superstar will be named #1 contender. It all happened tonight.
Swanton Bomb. So these packages kind of remind me of like, remember like the old like Here Comes the Pain, like SmackDown versus Raw things where like for a pay-per-view we would like show that. So kind of cool, but again, it's another thing that kind of gets a little bit old because I'm pretty sure it plays that their brand's theme every time like that.
It all comes down to this: a one-on-one match for the right to be named #1 contender for the richest prize in our business.
He's been talking the talk for weeks, and I seriously doubt he's got what it takes to walk the walk.
Damn, all this doubt for Jeff, man. We're one promo away from people calling him out about being unreliable. It's my painting, man! You know what sucks though, is I didn't play somebody that has one of those abilities where you interrupt the gameplay, so I can't spam say it's time to interrupt the gameplay. I can only say it when the computer does it, or I'm in a tag match with somebody with one of those abilities.
Wait a minute! What's he doing?
What the hell?
Well, we know he's probably holding a grudge, and there were rumors this wasn't going to be a one-on-one match. I think he's here to manage one of these superstars.
Manager getting his own entrance before the person he manages? Okay. The Jeff Hardy model in this game is pretty solid in my opinion. It's kind of funny, I'm kind of going through my head and trying to remember all the storylines in this game. Like, some are coming back to me. Again, I don't want to say because I don't want to, like, quote-unquote spoil, even though, you know, the game's old and stuff. But I also don't want to, like, read the guide or, like, refresh my memory or anything. But there's a few that are sticking out in my head that I remember. And like I said, this is the end of the traditional, like, season mode format of, like, originally written narratives where you can play as, not everybody, but a huge selection of people with voiceovers and stuff. And it's Road to WrestleMania next year, which is still great, but it's kind of just sad to see this era end.
I respected this man as a competitor, and I can't believe he's actually bringing back up to the ring for a match of this caliber.
He's protecting the brand. He doesn't want to see that loser named the #1 contender on a fluke.
Damn, heel Cena going crazy, man. Whatever happened to hustle, loyalty, respect, man? You know, part of me always wondered, it'd be an interesting question to ask somebody who worked on these games, like, obviously, like, WWE is really protective of their IP and, like, how certain characters are presented. Like, was there certain things they weren't allowed to do? Because, like, here they kind of got seen as a bad guy, like, where they told, like, you can't do this. Like, I know there's, like, the infamous thing of, like, SBR07, the press stuff, like, Triple H can't look weak or whatever and stuff like that, but also I heard, like, Undertaker was upset about one of, like, the storylines of him, like, I don't remember which one it was. It might have been like some diva storyline or something that you could play as him and like it kind of ruined his character or something, so he didn't want to do voiceovers anymore for the games or something. I remember reading stuff like that. I mean, speaking of Triple H, there he is. Alright, here we go. The end of the first chapter. Are we going out strong, or is Jeff gonna fail and get pushed back to the bottom? Or are we modest all the way to the top? Strong opening from Jeff. There we go, two Jeff Hardy things.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now.
Or the moveset some more. What else we got here? Nightmare dropkick, very nice.
For over a decade, WWE fans have been thrilled by the daredevil antics of Jeff Hardy.
Jeff
And
Hardy.
you'd think that after all this time, Jeff might think about slowing down a little.
By the way, the crowd fighting area
Highly
gone after this year as well.
Jeff isn't one to
It's kind of
let
funny because
his
that
fans down
spawn
by
point where you
giving
can pick up
less
tables, that
than
gets left in the game's code for a
100%.
while. That's why you
Yeah,
see like all
but
those
if he's
videos with like the
giving
infinite
100%,
table
that's
glitch.
not gonna leave him with
For some
much.
reason that got left over.
Two. There aren't many superstars
Oh, come on, I wanna land this apron
diversely
punch.
talented as John Cena. He's as good in the ring as he is on the
Fail.
microphone, and that's these fans love confidence in their superstar.
Rookie
And
mistake
that's
doing that
just
so
what
close
they're
to the ropes,
seeing
man.
From him here tonight.
Well, he can do this until the cows come home, but that's not going to win him the match.
I mean, it didn't really accomplish much with that though. Russian leg sweep.
You're not going to get him with that one. This
Why'd I do that? He's gonna get out of this right away.
behind their superstar.
Never do ultimate
Look at
control moves this early, folks.
Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary?
I almost accidentally did it again.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR, and you won't find
I feel like there's still some
incredible
strong grapples I haven't
athletes
done
than
yet. I haven't really done
WWE
too many
superstars.
grapples from behind
You're not
either.
wrong, King. They can
Oh no,
beat
Fisherman
every
suplex
weak
from
man.
Cena.
Physically incapable of. There's no room for error when you're on the top rope.
Oh, Showman, if he lands, it's the free finisher for him.
What does he think he's doing? Just
Nope.
showing off for the crowd
That's a
now.
Showman ability where you
He's
can do a
wrestling the
taunt
match
before you
his
dive, and if
way.
you land it,
And I think it's
free.
gonna pay
Oh, it's
off,
not good.
mark my
Free
words.
finisher. If you miss it, you lose all your momentum.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go, JR.
Well, from
Yeah,
my
I should be fine
perspective,
here.
This is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR,
Yeah,
but I'd have to get my
he's
head
cranking
out
it
of my
too
rear end
hard.
first.
And Lord knows it's been up there for so long.
The same move.
that
Let's
that would
go.
be no easy feat.
He's going up, JR.
That's
This
going
could
up.
be
Big leg drop missed.
Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's got the crowd behind him all
Okay,
night.
Fist of Fury not good. I'm actually kind of getting
Paying off.
destroyed here. I said I wanted to lose, but I don't want to throw the match, so I got to step up here. Oh, he might be able to do a
What
finisher
an
after this.
incredible performance by these phenomenal superstars.
Did you expect anything less, JR? I mean, look who's in the ring right now.
Oh my god.
No, I didn't,
I'm
King.
spooked.
I had high expectations.
Uh-oh. Come on. You got to stop this guy before he really gets going.
Oh, he's able to store it. Not good.
He's built up too much momentum to be stopped now.
Dude, I'm getting exposed. Oh my god.
Talk about a house of fire.
Oh,
You're
no.
seeing it right here.
Yeah? Well, somebody better...
No, I'm not going to be able to revert. He's going to do massive damage here. I can't reverse this now because of his ability. This is what I'm talking about the ability kind of being OP. Okay, we actually got a challenge here to end the video, so I kind of like
I
this.
wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing.
What?
I can still do
Have
grapples
you got
though,
both your
so.
contacts in one eye, JR? It's been obvious to me since the
Jeff!
start of the match.
Oh, really? Well, then, why don't you just enlighten the rest of us, King?
No way. I can already tell this is going to be a great match, and I don't want to ruin the ending for you.
You're too kind.
Yeah, that's the same move I've done 40 times.
Also, horse manure, as far as I can tell. Sounds
I'm gonna do something a little
these crowds got
interesting. I'm
something
gonna
on their
keep that
minds, King.
stored here.
Who cares about them, JR? Look what's going on in the ring.
Call it like a little bit of insurance here if I go down.
He's not going to get caught with that one.
Man, I am getting killed this match.
You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at
All right,
the way
time to
these
regroup,
superstars have been going
reevaluate,
after each other. This is a
reassess the
mistake, JR.
situation here.
Everyone knows that overconfidence costs superstars.
Oh, you know what sometimes
That
the
might be
computer
true,
does
King,
that's an absolute
but all I see
blockhead? I'm
is a
hoping we
very
see it
confident
demonstrated. I'm not going to try to bait him into doing it.
Everything
Sometimes
going
showmen
his
go
way.
to the top rope, they do the taunt, but then they drop down from the turnbuckle. So, like, they just basically
This has gone beyond
rob
just
themselves
being
of all their
a match, JR.
momentum.
I think these superstars genuinely hate. Oh no! I don't like the
Jeff,
looks of
twist of
this.
fate.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out.
Climbing up
Jeff's
the
crazy.
turnbuckle is
Jeff's
a-
crazy. SWAT.
You can come down, that hurt.
Oh, man.
Look at him feeding off the energy from this capacity.
All right, didn't mean to do
crowd.
that.
He's unstoppable.
You can't ever count on these fans, JR. They're fickle, and they'll abandon you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you can see that you can't do that environmental grapple on the announce table anymore. It got removed after the Benoit tragedy.
How do you think this one's going to turn out, JR? Oh, boy. These top rope moves can go either way.
Yeah, I need a game plan here. I'm kind of just screwing around. Like, I actually need to focus here if I want to win this.
I've got no earthly idea how these superstars can maintain this intensity week after week after week.
It's not easy, JR. There's no off season. It's not like you've got 6 months to recover after WrestleMania.
That's for damn sure. And that's why I don't think there can be
I'm not going to be able to get out of this here finisher. Because I'm so damaged, look, I can punch him and try to wiggle out.
Are the greatest athletes in the world.
What's the plan here? If he does STFU, I'm kind of screwed. Or this, because I'm so bad at reversing this.
Jeff Hardy's aerial offense is amazing, but if you can keep him grounded, you're halfway to beating him.
That might be true, but as many of... Oh, my! Looks like someone's been busted wide open. This can't be good.
You're right.
Not good.
It's not good. It's great. They're not holding anything back. We knew you've got to be some kind of idiot.
Possum pin desperation maneuver. I have a finisher, by the way, because
And here's the pin.
I'm going to cancel it because he busted me open. That's the ability of the hardcore. If they get busted open. And my controller just died. Dude, so many hardware issues this episode. This is not what I wanted, man.
And there's a little
But yeah, if you get busted open by
the
them,
best superstars
get a finisher.
never ignore their fate.
The best
there's supposed to be an
superstars
animation that
also
plays,
finish
but
off
because
their
I think I was in
opponents
the
instead of
Fist of
giving them
Fury
time to
thing, it didn't play. So I probably didn't even need to do that possum pin there because I would have kicked out.
You got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every
If you have a finisher, you basically auto kick out.
The adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something quick.
7.
He turned his hands off his opponent with that.
I was gonna say I probably could have glitched him right there and just won. Oh no, but I wasn't gonna do that. Okay, I need stamina here. I need to stop for a second.
Of WWE, and you're looking at
Show off all you want,
Yeah.
but it's not going to win you the match.
no, but getting the crowd behind you can certainly
That's going
give
up.
you the edge.
Kyoto, get out of the way! SWAT down bomb. He might kick out of this actually.
Pin him right here, JR.
1, 2.
Wow.
I think we're going to find out just how much punishment.
What's my
that
standing
human
springboard?
body
Oh
can
yeah, that
take here
DDT
tonight.
thing.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
We need a Jeff combo. Jeff combos.
Oh no, this is
Here we
terrible.
go, Jeff's fired
You
up.
can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum.
Well, all I can say is
I got, like,
someone's been
no
eating their
stamina,
vitamins
though.
and saying their prayers. This match is going to continue until someone's complete. This
Actually,
is
a pretty sick
risky
setup for the
move
Swanton.
that could prove to be disastrous.
He's still only. He might kick out of this again. Cover.
Here's the pin. Could this be it?
1, 2.
No. Oh man. Oh no.
I don't think that these superstars
Oh, he
have
missed
even
somehow.
contemplated the fact that they might lose.
I'm sure they had. That's not the kind of attitude
Oh, I'm hearing
you come
voices.
in with and expect to pick up the
Gotta
win.
finish my painting,
You're
man.
right about that, JR. If you can't see yourself having your arm raised by the referee when it's over, don't bother showing up.
Russian leg sweep.
This
Oh,
is
no.
Raw action at its finest. That's why Raw is the #1 brand of sports entertainment.
You got that right, JR. You're not going to see this kind of action.
This is my chance. If I can land this, I win.
When he gets there.
Swanton bomb from Jeff. No. Oh no.
Then he superstars show.
He played.
Oh, but Jeff,
Jeff's
Jeff's gonna steal one. Possibly.
Could have a pinfall here, JR.
1, 2.
Wow. I kind of actually, you know, I kind of have instant regret doing that because that was a good match. That was kind of cheesy. I know it's in the game, but I shouldn't have done that. It's too late now, though. I really wish I didn't do that.
And there you have it, our new number one contender.
I've got to give it to him. That was a heck of a match.
It sounds like
The blood's
you might
gone, by the way.
change your opinion of him.
After a match like that, you're absolutely right.
He didn't just overcome one of SmackDown's best. He beat two of them.
And there's no way you can call that a fluke.
Well, for once we agree. This is one superstar who's definitely on the rise.
Yeah, but don't get ahead of yourself. Let's see where he goes from here.
Why'd they say I beat SmackDown best? I'm on Raw. There's a lot of continuity errors already in this. What's wrong with Backlash? Oh, what do you pick? Shake John Cena's hand or Sucker Punch Cena? For now, I'm going to do the face choices. This is about respect. What do you choose? Freeze Xbox or don't freeze Xbox? That's what the game's choosing right now behind the scenes.
Now there's a classy move.
Don't fall for it. It's a trap.
I respect you,
I
man.
think each competitor earned the respect of the other tonight.
That's what this whole storyline was
Match
about.
like that, I'm not surprised.
All that loading for a 5-second cutscene, by the way. And there you go. That was Backlash. Inspiring performance. I have to hand it to you. You did really well. You may not have done it every single thing I asked for, but as Raw boss and an all-around fair guy, I feel you did more than enough to be considered a contender for the WWE Championship. Congratulations, Jeff Hardy. I need to speak with you, Jeff Hardy. Wait, Jeff Hardy?
Yo, that was one hell of a match, son. You impressed me out there. And that's something I ain't gonna forget. Respect.
I have earned Cena's respect. Winner earns accolades at Backlash. Whether it was about respect or ranking, Jeff Hardy likely earned both by defeating an opponent, John Cena, at the Backlash event. It was a tremendous win for Jeff Hardy, who fought through more than a few obstacles, including his Xbox freezing more than one time on his way into the match. That just makes his victory that much sweeter for him. And by getting the best of the number one contender, it's only natural that Jeff Hardy thinks he now deserves that classification. We've obtained comments from the winner after the match. I feel pretty good right now. Sore and exhausted, but good, says Jeff Hardy. John Cena threw everything he had at me, but I persevered and I came out on top against a tough competitor with a cheesy possum pin. I proved why I deserve respect from the other superstars on Raw, and I hope I've proven that I deserve to be the number one contender for the WWE Championship. Alright, well, I guess that's where we end part 1. That was chapter 1, basically up to Backlash here. That was the Troller died again, by the way. That was the title, or that was just the general storyline. Or no, the contender story. I'm losing my mind here. So I got some hardware issues to look into for the next part, but I will see you in chapter 2.